You're watching Masters in Trading Live with Jonathan Rose.
Hey everybody. Hey guys, it's Jonathan. How's everybody doing? Welcome to Masters in Trading Live. Masters in Trading Live, we're on here every single day, 11 o'clock Eastern time, every single day. The market's open. Tomorrow, Juneteenth, the market's not open, so we will not have a Masters in Trading Live, but you better believe it, we'll be back 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern on Thursday. Today, what do we got? We got 4 topics. Market's moving a little bit. It's kind of a weird week with the market taking a break in the middle of the week for options. It's very kind of confusing because options are going to decay even though the market's closed. So it's an interesting trade. Let's get into it though. I got 4 topics for you. 4 topics. The first topic is locked up. Trading IPO lockups. In my opinion, it's one of the easiest trades for retail traders. I'm going to explain the lockup trade. I love the lockup trade. We're going to talk about divergences. A divergence is just one thing against another. If Netflix is taking market share from Blockbuster, a divergence trade, a relative value trade may be, hey, let's buy Netflix and let's sell Blockbuster because they're just ripping market share away. We'll talk about a divergence trade. We'll talk about the expected move. The expected move is just how options are priced, the amount of volatility that's in the market. So naturally, we will end with volatility. Let's go right into the screens. We have quite a bit to cover today. So every day that we're live, I like to share a trade or an idea. We took a break from doing this, but a couple of days ago, we went back to doing this with our GCT trade, which was June 14th. And then yesterday, we shared another trade in S. Now, the trades that we share, many people are unfamiliar with options or not comfortable with options. The trades that we share, the majority of them are buying options. If you buy an option for $1, you have $100 of risk. You can never lose more, no matter what happens. If you buy 10, you have $1,000 of risk. You can never lose more. So that's what's really cool about our trades. We'll get there, Miss Piggy. You just wait. So GCT sharing the other day. Now in September or in July, there's still 31 days until expiration, but you can see if we buy options, they can work pretty quickly. Getting in at 235. The last I looked at it, they were trading about 290, 295. Now, chill. We like to stay in the trade. We want to be patient. When you have options, you want to take advantage of your time. But I just wanted to show just the other day, anybody watching, you could pick these up for $1 in S. GCT, you could pick these up for 235, and they're already up 25%. So check it out. It's a very cool trade. Now, Miss Piggy, guys, she's all locked up. And that's a problem. Because when you're locked up, you can't get out, right? So what happens with IPOs, very similar to Miss Piggy, in the first 6 months, all their shares are locked up. They don't want to get rid of all those shares because if they get rid of all those shares, it's going to flood the market and the stock's going to go down. So TBBB, the worst name for a ticker. It sounds like one of these 2 times or 3 times leveraged product. Who agreed to TBBB? You can't even say it. BBB Foods, 2142, IPO'd at $18, traded up to 28, last trade's 21. Every single IPO, guys, for its first 6 months, locks up a whole hoot of contracts. Let me show you how many contracts a lockup will actually lock up so you can see the significance of this trading style. So here we go. Pre-lockup. And this is an example in the worst ticker ever, TBBBB. Okay? This is an example of a bad ticker. This is an example of a good ticker. Easy to say, bad to say. These perform better because they're just, Jonathan likes them. Actually, ignore that. I'm just being silly. Nevertheless, back to business. TBB comes out. You guys can play around with 5.61 million shares. Go ahead, trade them amongst yourself. Have fun with them. But what you don't realize is that we have 28 million shares more that are going to be allowed to be sold after that 6-month lockup. So for 6 months, you only get to play with 5.61 million shares. After the 100-day lockup, an additional 28 million shares are available to trade. So think of it. You're an executive at T3B. T3B. I like that. Let's go T3B. And as a bonus, they gave you $1 million worth of shares. That's freaking cool. So now you're sitting on your 1 million shares. It trades up to 30, and you're thinking, wow, what do I got? I got about $1.7 million. I want to sell, but you can't sell because you're locked up. That's why it inevitably ends up selling off. Okay? We see this over and over again. We have 2 lockups in our advanced notice program right now. Now, TBBB or TB cubed, that we're going to try to call it, options are very illiquid. Okay? Probably won't be able to get filled, but I wanted to show that over time, this is going to go lower. So nothing really to do. There's not great volume. There's not great open interest. But those who like to be creative out there, I challenge you to find the liquid lockups that are well above their initiation price. One of those is ALAB. ALAB is a name that we've been trading in the promotional portfolio. So you can start there. It's a really freaking good trade. Let's move on to the divergence. Now, traders should be looking at divergences all over the place. What we're looking at here is we have the NASDAQ. Let's call that NQ. We have the S&Ps. It's just like the SPY. Perfect correlation. Yes, this is S&P futures. I put the SPY because there's a perfect correlation, and this is the Russell. If you take a step back and ask yourself, what's going on right now? Well, in March 2023, NASDAQ got super strong, was off to the races. Small caps didn't do very much. Small caps right now are historically cheap relative to NASDAQ. So how can traders use this? Well, potentially, if you're looking to buy something, if you're looking for a trade and you believe over time that these are going to mean revert, traders may look to buy small caps over the next 12 months rather than buying NASDAQ, expecting for some kind of pullback. Now, this chart goes back to 2021. There's quite a bit of data on this chart. Let's look at data only for 2024, going back to the beginning of the year, because you can look at a longer term time frame like we just did, or you can look at shorter term time frames, because in shorter term time frames, you're going to find lots and lots of trades. But what you're really looking for, because you know how strong NASDAQ is, you're looking for an opportunity when that NASDAQ actually gets weak relative to the others. And you can see here, NASDAQ continuing to outperform as that Russell weakens up. It's a great way to look for trades and something that we do every single day at Masters in Trading. Here's the SPY as well. We show you this. This is the expected move. Expected move. Market makers are really good at pricing the expected move. SPY over the last 3 years closes within its expected move 75% of the time. Right now, SPY is at the top of its expected move. I wouldn't be surprised if SPY saw a little healthy pullback because of that expected move right there. VIX too. VIX is just crunched. VIX down. Market up. Always, guys. So if you look long-term trends, VIX down, market up. And here you can look at the VIX as well. VIX is just measures of volatility. And here I'm looking at a 9-day measure, a 23-day measure, a 30-day measure, and a 37-day measure. 4 different lines, each measuring different times in volatility. And then you can just see volatility is just getting stripped out of this market. We have a holiday tomorrow. Volatility will continue to go lower. You just need to be careful because when it does pop, the market will get crunched, but you need the market to take, you need these volatility levels to take out some basic levels if we're going to see any kind of movement. I called this important. I called it important because it's important. That's why I call it important. That's how important this is, guys. We had a conversation in our Discord this morning, and we're talking about ASTS. ASTS is a name that's come up on our Advanced Notice Unusual Option Activity tool for the last 2 days in a row. And ASTS on a longer term chart, it just went from $5 all the way up to $12.91. In Discord this morning, one of our traders was in this trade and was looking to get out at $12.40. And he was saying, man, I sure as heck hope I can get out at $12.40 when the market opens. And this was about 90 minutes prior to market opening. Did you realize that you can set a limit order before the market opens? Set a limit order to sell good till canceled at whatever level you want to get filled at. You could have got filled at $12.94 or $12.91. So the black is when the market's open. The light gray is overnight trading. Oftentimes, the market gets what I call very slippery. It trades levels that it couldn't necessarily trade during the liquid times, during the day, so traders can actually grab those levels during the illiquid time overnight. Again, this is one of the tremendous benefits of having a community. So if I take these off, Keith here, Keith's been with me since 2017, 2018. I've got my best fills when doing markets pre-orders. These are really, really good for earnings announcements. If there's earnings before the open, you might see some volatility. NFP, non-farm payroll, comes out an hour, I'm in Central Time, an hour before the market opens. So oftentimes you can leave limit orders the first Friday of the month, non-farm payroll. So that's a super, super, super important lesson. What I want to do is hop on right now. A big reminder, guys, that we do not have school tomorrow. Markets are not open for June 10th, Wednesday, but we will be open on Thursday. In our all access portion of this video, I want to go over some upgrades that we're getting to our tools. For those who are unaware, our Advanced Notice Unusual Option Activity tool, we started with end of day data. It was first expected to get intraday data 6 months down the line, but our whiz of a team already banged that out. So we have intraday data for Advanced Notice, and we have a ton more upgrades coming that I've just talked to the customer service about. So anybody interested in all access, I'm going to leave the number on your screen. Give them a call. We have some really, really exciting things coming down the pipeline. I'll see you guys inside. I'll see you guys in the Discord. Thanks.